I woke up super excited for astrology and thinking about where we are in the solar system right now. You know, I just don't have the equipment. I do, actually. This works fine. Anyway, good morning. Happy Cancer full moon. You can still do your full moon rituals, releases, but prepare yourself for new beginnings. Emotionally and structurally, because that's what's happening. Okay, so Mercury and the moon are opposite right now. Building into the moon is building into excuse me, a trine with Neptune. Messages, dreams. So it's a great time to Marie Kondo your headspace. And I love how she is now a verb for us. And also a Reiki master, teacher, guide. Some notes and some things I wanted to discuss. Okay, so with Mercury opposite the moon, trine Pisces, Venus being in Sag where it is, moving into a conjunction with the South Node, more of a release. That one will be an emo release. But also the galactic center. The dream, what you want for yourself, but also what we want for our collective. I mean, we're building into a Pluto return. That's an American Revolution 2.0. Not just an American Revolution. It's also like the French. It's that time frame. Please look up that time frame and that energy. But with Jupiter and Saturn, so here's a few things that'll be happening over the next month or so. And I'm building to May Day, which is May 1st. Jupiter-Saturn will be square Uranus. Mercury will also be traveling over this. Prior to, around that, we're building to a Capricorn new moon. So from now until the Capricorn new moon, really get yourself emotionally centered as best you can given our circumstances that the government is putting us in trauma. So Jupiter-Saturn will be square Uranus. The Sun will be trine Uranus. The Sun will then be conjunct Pluto. So we're going to have a huge system shake-up. Huge. Oh. Jeez. Inauguration time. Mars is going to be moving into Taurus, then conjunct Uranus, which will then be trine the Sun. So if you know anything about these themes, you know earthquakes, volcanoes. Mercury's going to be traveling over Jupiter, Saturn. We're going to be hearing all kinds of things. Building into May Day, which is close to when the Sun will be moving over Uranus. And this Jupiter-Saturn Uranus square is going to be happening. Community building. So looking at systems, the solar system, the political system, the economic system, the social system, we have pods in LA currently. We have pods of nonprofits and just people working to help the unhoused, while we have Eric, the mayor of Los Angeles, and sitting on billions of dollars and resources. Oh, but we have pods of people going around taking care of our unhoused population. This is why I left nonprofit world. Yeah, the disappointment in the white moderate. Ugh, the disappointment. So we get directly into the streets, and there's pods of people. And so now we also need more pods of people to shut down banks, shut down ports, and exactly this, wherever you are feeling called to serve your community in love and healing. This is not a call. Oh, no, I'm not going to phrase like that. Never mind. Yeah, self-care and healing, taking care of each other. Let's look at this card right here specifically, okay? This is the Mother Peace Tarot. Medicine wheels. Massage. Care. What these words mean for you, how you can develop your medicine wheels. For me, this is prayer, herbs, nourishing my body, nourishing my spirit, exercise, acupuncture, talk therapy, elder guidance, youth guidance, earth guidance, spirit, yoga, Reiki, building community, Aquarius, Uranus, Taurus. All of these words mean, they're all synonyms in English. Exactly, this card, I was like, ooh, this card feels so right. This is a human in her sacred practices and developing. These are her community supports and her medicine wheels. Getting centered in your prayers, but making sure your open channel to God is clear. Because if you don't know which frequency you're on and you're just picking up things going through the airwaves, broadcasts, that's why you have to be able to trust your guidance and your guiding systems. Ace of Swords, this is what this is talking about. Being able to receive the messages from Spirit, from God, your higher selves, your angels, your ancestors, and then bring that forth into the earth plane. But there's so many broadcasts. And this is why people on spectrums are extra sensitive and vulnerable to airwaves. And why so many incels are on the spectrum, because they're receiving messages. Former opioid users or abusers. I don't need, no. Are also more susceptible to broadcasts. Public policy is something I think about a lot. Once again, we have the Priestess of Discs. So this is basically, where's that card? This is the higher octave of these two. Both of these humans are bringing their medicine to the earth plane, being able to receive clear messages, learning how to decipher and translate. Daughter of Swords, Ace of Swords, Daughter of Swords, and how these work together. But in order to do so, light, you have to take care of yourself, relax and rejoice, which is very difficult right now under these circumstances, but there are ways. Self-preservation, this is what I think about with these anti-maskers sometimes. It's like if you don't have a degree of internal self-preservation to recognize, like if you're not getting the message. This is how some people run directly into danger or off a cliff rather than recognizing that there were so many red flags prior that they were just ignoring their spirit guides. An example of this, we'll have an activation. An example of this, I was climbing up a very steep hill, cliffish, to get to a sunset, and on the climb up I recognized, wow, this is going to be really dangerous on the way down because it'll be dark, and so I'll have to find an alternate route. You're in the desert, Southern California, on the way to Death Valley, so the signs were already there. So I climb up, find the sunset. I did not realize the rest of my travelers had followed me up because they didn't come right away. So I didn't know that there were people following me. Otherwise I would have shared this information. So I get to the top and I recognize that I cannot go down, and I'm listening to my spirit guides, and I see that there is, because of a drought, a dried stream, and that I could probably just follow that down and then walk back. And so that's what I did. I ran down the empty stream, which is not something you can do when the stream is active. You walk beside it, but in this case it's a drought. So I walked down the stream, got down to the bottom, and then walked back to the car and noticed that the other people on my camping trip were trying to climb down very dangerously and could have died, and I was just sitting there. They couldn't hear me. Our cell phones didn't have service. I was trying to telepathically send them follow the water, which there is no water, but where would the water be? So just guiding them down and recognizing that if I'm a guide, it's like there may be people following you that you don't recognize, and so just be safe. So also recognizing that all of the red flags that group ignored, and the lack of self-preservation, but a lot of things were going on, and Mother Earth is very beautiful. And this is how tourists get killed because they're standing at the edge of cliffs and they follow the siren's call and they fall off. And it's because they're not grounded enough to just stand there in appreciation, or for whatever reason. So, moral of the story, clear your channels, listen to your guides. If your angels are screaming at you, listen. Exactly like this. 5 of Wands. This person is guiding. We have a volcano about to snap. Those people could have died. But if they choose not to listen to this woman, they may. We'll see what happens. Yeah, be receptive. Clear your channels so you can receive your messages. Daughter of Cups. This is very full moon Cancer card. So from now until the Capricorn full or new moon, Capricorn new moon coming up in 2 weeks, it's a good time to kind of clear your channels with this Cancer full moon. Process if anything comes up for you. I had some stuff come up for me. Breakthroughs in communications, resetting healthy boundaries, Saturn Aquarius, examining unhealthy boundaries. Pulling your birth chart and your natal chart, same thing, but pulling a chart for yourself. And if you want to take it to another level, if you're beyond that, you can pull a chart and lay a crystal grid for that chart. If anybody wants to talk about that, let me know. I'm ready for those channels. But laying a crystal grid according to a chart, benefit of all, harm to none. You can really move some energy through and reset some time frames, which is fun. Being able to recognize when you're in a certain time frame, because it's not like you're walking around just asking people, you know. But yeah. And if you're not grounded enough for this, please don't attempt it, because you could really skew your reality. And if you're not in enough Saturn Aquarius, and you know, we're restructuring. Anyway, just don't lightly do this work. Happy full moon, everyone. Take care.